When you talk about the successful athletes of the past few decades, Novak Djokovic has to rank near the top. He has been successful just about since the first time he picked up a tennis racket. In fact, it was at the age of 4 that he began playing, and his family almost immediately the special taken that he possessed. He is still playing at a highly competitive level, having recently won both the Australian Open and Wimbledon, and reaching the finals of the French Open. He has been dubbed one of the greatest to ever play the sport because of his ability to win Grand Slams and Masters 1000 tournaments. In fact, there really is not a tournament he has not won at one time or another. This all begins to explain how he has amassed a fortune in excess of $220 million, and it continues to grow. To understand how Novak Djokovic really got rich, we must first know where he has come from. He was born in 1987, making him a relatively young member of the $200 million plus club. He was born in Serbia, even though he now calls Monte Carlo, Monaco home. At the current time, he is ranked the #1 men's professional tennis player in the world. This is an honor he has shared almost exclusively with Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Andy Murray for the better part of his career. Benefiting from the increased prize money that has been available since he has been on tour, Novak Djokovic has already earned more than $134 million. His fitness level is still high, so indications are that he will easily be able to add much to that total before he puts his racket up for the last time. All told, Novak Djokovic has already won 21 Grand Slam singles championships. This puts him all-time in that category. In addition, he is a 5-time ATP Finals champion, has 38 ATP Masters, 1,000 titles to his name, 15 ATP 500 championship, and has been #1 for a combined 373 weeks during his career. Among his Grand Slams is included 9 Australian Open titles. He also has 7 Wimbledon, 3 US Open, and 2 French Open titles. He has struggled to win the French Open because of the dominance of Rafael Nadal, but upon finally breaking through in 2016, he became only the 8th player in the history of the sport to achieve the career Grand Slam. This means that he won all 4 major tournaments during his career. He is also only the 3rd man in the history of the sport to have the distinction of holding all 4 of the Grand Slams at once. It seems that the only thing that has eluded him is the illustrious calendar year Grand Slam, which is where he would win all 4 titles in the same year. Novak Djokovic is something of a celebrity in his native Serbia. In fact, he is the first ever tennis player from Serbia to be ranked at #1 in the world on the ATP Tour. He is also the first male player who has ever represented Serbia in a Grand Slam final and win it. He has already won more awards than we could possibly mention here. Those include the Laurels World Sports Award for Sportsman of the Year. He has actually won this award an impressive 4 times. In 2011, he was named the BBC Overseas Sports Personality of the Year, in addition to having received the Order of Sant Sava, the Order of Karađorđe Star. Now that you know how successful Novak Djokovic has been at making money on the tennis court, it is helpful to note that he has made even more off of it. It is amazing to consider the number of sponsorships, endorsements, and various business ventures he has been a part of thus far in his career. Back in 2005, Novak Djokovic was beginning to catapult his way up the tennis rankings. It is also at that time that he began to take some of his newfound wealth and head out into the world of business. He was begun by developing Family Sport. This was a legal entity in his native land of Serbia that would be managed by members of his own family. This company was focused on the hospitality industry, and in particular by developing a restaurant business. He opened the Novak Cafe and Restaurant. The name was generated in order to capitalize on his tennis success, and it has turned out to be rather successful. The company has since ventured into the worlds of real estate, sports apparel, and sports and entertainment events. Beyond that, the sponsors have flocked to Novak Djokovic over the years. He was sponsored by Adidas upon turned pro in 2003. In 2009, he would sign a 10-year contract with Sergio Tacchini for their Italian clothing line. This is because Adidas chose to go with Andy Murray instead of Novak Djokovic. Interestingly enough, Novak Djokovic stuck with Adidas and their shoes. He would make a great deal of money with Tacchini, but the deal was eventually terminated because the company could not keep up with the success that Novak Djokovic was having on the tennis court. The contract was heavy on incentives, and Tacchini simply could not keep up with the required bonus payments. This would just be an indication that future companies would need to pay if they want Novak Djokovic to endorse their products. Through the years, Novak Djokovic has partnered with Nike, Uniqlo, Mercedes-Benz, and more. He earns in excess of $30 million per year from endorsements alone, which has him second only to Roger Federer in the tennis world. That accounts for where Novak Djokovic has achieved his net worth of $220 million. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.